Yep, we're live. Roland Jean Charles, PMIJC and Real Estate Group, 1/3 of the Jew Review crew.
What's going on? King Ken, 2/3 of the Drew Review crew.
Yeah, so, on Thursdays, I go on, different streams, look at different videos, try to figure out what content we're going to be going on, or we're going to talk about tonight, right? And so today we're going to talk about some dumbass man who tried his best to make all men look bad by trying to attack some woman in the gym. Now, we were going off last week about, women or content creators who were trying to make men look bad. We went through some videos, we talked about, feminism and toxic masculinity and all that stuff. But this video that I'm about to show is really disturbing, bro. I mean, it's really one of those videos that makes dudes look bad. And as a man with a daughter, this is one of those videos that make you want to go bash somebody's head in, bro. But I'm gonna go ahead and play the video, and then we're gonna talk about it a little bit. And this video is from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no real sound. So in this video, this chick is working out, whatever, and they're talking, and she sees someone that she's seen before in the gym. So she went to let him in, and just because he was
whenever
familiar,
he was at the door, I
there it
buzzed
goes.
him in.
Let her
He
talk.
came inside. My thought process was it was just another dude coming in to work out. So I didn't think of anything out of that. As soon as he was approaching me, I pushed him. I said, "Bro, what the F are you doing? Get away from me. Stop trying to touch me." And he started chasing me around the bench, and we ended up on the other side of the gym.
She went for broke.
I'm grateful that she came forward. I know that her story is going to be an inspiration to other women.
My advice would be to never give up. My parents always told me in life to never give up on anything. And that's one thing I always kept in my mind when I was fighting him. As long as you don't give up, you fight back, you show him that you are strong, that you are one, that you're able to fight back and survive this and get out of the situation, I believe it's possible.
Bro, that right there, man. Like, I mean, we sit there and we talk about, the influences that are off base, and they're trying to shame guys just for gym etiquette or for you know just for looking in their direction, and then you have this idiot, complete dumbass, bro, come into the gym and straight try to attack this girl for no reason, bro. I mean, that kind of stuff right there. It's like where's the sanity, bro? Like, on one end you have people who are not doing anything really and getting called out and getting drugged through the mud, and then on the other hand you have people who are actually doing like crazy shit like this. I mean, it's nuts, man. It's like, and my thought process, the way I think about it, is like, people always try to overpower people based on their feeling of dominance. I think that's something that's been consistent since the beginning of time, right? And I think the world's been civilized to a place where, for the most part, I think men understand that that's not okay, and they shouldn't do that. Like, it's just not okay. And then when you see someone like this do something like that, then you're like, how do you combat that? Like, how do you make it so that all men aren't treated like animals who are just trying to attack people because of their brute strength, right? How do you purport that? How do you show that that's that not all men are like that? At the same time, you keep from this kind of stuff happening. And I'm glad there was a camera there. I'm glad it caught everything. I'm glad they caught the guy. And I hope he gets all the punishment that he deserves. But how do you balance the two, right? How do you balance the extreme ends of both of those spectrums?
I didn't see the talking portion, but I did see a clip of that. Maybe a few hours ago, I came across it. And, you know, being completely honest, it's disgusting. It's like, unfortunately, and as you said, I am a man who, as you said, you're raising a daughter, and I'm in that same position. I'm in a position where I'm raising, you know, a young girl, and it's disgusting that there are people who are out there and who have the capacity to actually be, you know, this disturbing of a human being. There aren't any words for men like this. This is definitely something that unfortunately exists. When you're talking about how do we combat that, I mean, you know, this is obviously I don't think this is you know, a major percentage of men that are going around committing crimes like this. But unfortunately, in any society, in any corner of the world, there's going to be people who are just, you know, sick and disturbed and have no sense of like morality and are willing to, you know, try to impose their just evilness on other people and potentially ruin other people's lives. In that situation, just to second the comment that you made, I'm totally, you know, totally glad that she was able to, number one, defend herself, number two, have a camera present, and be, you know, and be strong enough to actually tell her story. There are those cases where, you know, being someone who has that courage to step up and defend yourself is actually something that, you know, that can be applauded, that should be applauded. In this case, this young woman is like, you know, she stood up for herself. She stood her ground. She defended her, you know, her human rights to not be violated. You know, because if that was that, you know, there's a small percentage of women who could have done what she did.
Right.
I don't think too many women would have done that. And I don't, you know, the guy, I can't really tell from the camera angle how big the guy is, but he looks like somebody who might be on either drugs or some type of like, you know, just the way he was dressed and stuff like that. He doesn't look like someone who's a productive human being. You know, so he doesn't look like a very large man. So thank God for that. You know, that she was able to hold her own, because she doesn't look like she looks like, you know, she works out, she's in shape and everything like that. But she, just looking at her facial features, she doesn't look like she's that big of a woman. And so I'm just glad that she was strong enough to fight this man off. And, you know, the coward that he is, you know, he took a major L. He got his ass whooped, and deservingly so, because he was trying to do the wrong thing.
Yeah, you know, those kind of men, you know, and, you know, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, you know, you hear those kind of things, you think they're barbaric, but, you know, guys who do something like that, man, I know in some third world countries, they cut off your hand for stealing, man. And they should cut off your dick for raping. Like, you don't deserve a dick if you're going to be doing something like that, right? Particularly when you got it on camera now. You don't ever want to give people corporal punishment, sight unseen, without knowing all the facts, but it's clear what was happening in that video, right? What he was doing was wrong. She didn't want to be touched. She didn't want to be engaged with, right? He was grabbing her. You know, that right there is.
But it's not even the sense of like approaching, bro. He went over there with malicious intent. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm like, I mean, and I'm not mitigating that. What I'm saying, like, even if he had just approached her, it's like it's too much, right? Like, because the way he was coming at her was just
he was like, all in her space, and he took her. Yeah. He tried to take her down, and if you see like just the position he tried to take her down, he tried to kind of like take her down with her legs open and try to like force himself and stuff.
Right. And that's exactly why I said, based on his actions, what he's doing, based on what he was doing, that's the kind of situation where, listen, if that was allowed in the U.S. and they would have cut off his dick, I wouldn't be mad, bro. Like, because like you can't be doing things like that, bro. Like, that's not okay. And so for me, I always try to be fair. You know, I always try to be as fair as I can to all situations, to all people. I think fairness is one of those things that not everyone gets, but in this particular situation, this guy was wrong. He's out of pocket, 100%. And there's no other way. Fair is
fair, right is right. You know.
Yeah. And there's no other way. There's no other way to classify it. There's no other way to put it. And I'm glad she was able to fight him off. I'm glad she was able to defend herself, because that's the kind of thing that traumatizes people for the rest of their life, right? I mean, even though he didn't get to violate her in the way that he was attempting to, but just that alone would put her in a mind state where it's I mean, hold on. She seemed like she's strong enough where she was able to contact the police right away. She was able to do something about it. She was able to protect herself. But still, that puts a bad taste in your mouth, and it keeps a negative, it keeps a traumatic experience in the back of your head, and you wonder how she's going to deal with that moving forward as she, you know, continues to live her life. If that's going to make her just negative towards just living, right? Like and to be honest with you, if this puts her in a mind state where she is hyper vigilant, I think her being hyper vigilant would definitely help her moving forward in the future. I just hope that it doesn't sour her in life from her, and it keeps her from being able to live the life that she wants to live, right? Because hold on. Because it's one thing to be vigilant. It's another thing to live in fear, right? And whenever you get to a point where you're living in fear, it takes away some of your livelihood, right? And I don't want that to happen to her or any woman, right? Particularly since, like I said, I have a daughter, you have a daughter. Those are the kind of things that you don't ever want to see a woman. A woman's just sense of security, sense of safety. She feel like it's gone because someone tried to attack her. Go ahead.
So just listening to her speak, just looking at her mannerisms, even just explaining the story. And I mean, if it's a situation that just happened and she's just already kind of like, you know, narrating it and explaining it, just from her mannerisms in terms of how she's handling herself, she's handling it with a lot of dignity, a lot of class, but I also get a sense of strength from her. So I don't think she is a person who is of a mindset. I mean, I don't know the girl from A Can of Paint, but just from the minute and a half clip of just hearing her talk and just the way she was, like, her stance on the whole thing was from a stance of power. Was a stance of defiance, was a stance of, no, this wasn't going to happen. I was going to go down fighting. So I think she's the type of person that has a mindset that hopefully she can turn it into a positive. Maybe she can, speak her story to other girls, or share her story to other little girls, to make them understand that, hey, give yourself a chance if you are ever confronted in this situation. Obviously, depending on the circumstances, I mean, this guy's a loser. Anybody who tries to, approach a woman in that fashion is definitely a loser. But, obviously there could be much worse situations. Like, he could have had a weapon on him. He could have had a gun. He could have had, so thank God that none of those situations were present, but it could have got ugly as well, so you want to make sure that you tell women to protect themselves, but at the same time, if you're in a position where it's life or death, I mean, it's hard to say that as a man. But if the person is putting your life in danger, it's kind of hard for me to say, just kind of like, I guess it's tough. It's tough. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough, because I would hate to see someone lose their life behind that. You know what I mean? But that's a real scenario as well. So I just say that to just kind of say that she's coming from this situation from a position of power. And I hope it's a story that, other women can use and kind of maybe get some inspiration from, in terms of, like, if they're ever in the crosshairs of being in a situation like that. Because let's be honest, if you're in that situation, you can always tell the girl to try to run away and get away and call 911. Listen, you call 911, you got to explain the story. You got to tell them where you are, location. It's a lot going on. And, then, they might not be in the area. It could take half an hour for them to get there. You don't have that kind of time. Split decision is being made. So it's like, you want to tell a girl to run away and protect themselves, but and realistic, when a woman is in that situation, it's very limited options. Very limited options. So I'm glad she was able to get away from that.
Yeah. So one of the things that, because I read the story, one of the things that it said that she did do is she did try to call 911, because she did try to run away from him, right, as she should have, when she got him off. And then he ended up running into his apartment or whatever, and then the police was able to catch him in his apartment.
But that's after the fact. That's not during.
No. So
she called during.
Yeah, she was trying to call him during. Yeah, that's what they said, right?
Well, yeah, I think what the clip that I saw said that she dialed it, but she couldn't talk. But she dialed it and just left the phone on speaker.
Right.
So I guess they heard the tussle and heard what was going on.
Right. So the point I want to make is I'm glad they were able to catch him. For me, as coming from a cybersecurity world, they always talk about physical security, because physical security is just as important as your security online, because a lot of ways that that hackers get into systems is sometimes with social engineering, right? And they're able to manipulate people in a negative way for them to do something that's going to impact their in systems, like leaving shareable drives, and people pick it up, put it in their computer. But also another thing that they do is when someone's walking into a secure area, people just follow them in as if they already belong in there. So similar to that, if someone comes to a door, and even if you know who they are, if they don't have their badge, if they don't have their access, don't let them in. And some people may think you're an asshole or a dick for not letting them in because they've seen you before, if you've seen them before. But if you don't know them, don't let them in. Let them figure out a way.
Especially if you're alone.
Right. But don't. It's not your job to let them in the place, right? Like, If they don't have their key fob, that's their problem, right? Let them go figure it out, right? Because number one, that key fob identifies who entered the building, right? So if some things like this does happen, they have a true record of it. The fact that he was able to get in without a key fob, then there's no record of him actually being in there other than that camera, right? And so moving forward, I think that's a message to everyone, not just women. Like, don't let someone follow you into a secure area that you have access to based on your credentials. If they don't have their own credentials, leave them where they are. Let them figure out a way. Let them go through the proper channels for them to get access. And she was being nice and courteous. And it's always good to be nice and courteous to people, but you have the other side of the coin. And so just as a general rule for everyone, if you don't know the person, even if you've seen them before, if they don't have the correct credentials or correct access, leave them where they are. Let them go through the proper channels for them to get access to wherever they're trying to get access to. It's not your job. It's not your job. It's not your responsibility. It's not, just, move on, do what you got to do, and don't worry about it.
And this is something that I've practiced as well. Because, like, even when I'm doing and I'm going into the ATM or something like that. Now I'm a pretty big dude, I'm well equipped to handle myself. I'm a 6'5" dude, 250 pounds. Like I'm all right. So if you're gonna try me, it's gonna be a long night. But I'm cautious like that, even with me being the way that I am. Whereas if you're coming to the ATM, and I don't, even if I saw you get out your car and you're like a few feet behind me, but I happen to go into the ATM before you, I'm not letting you in. Now if you happen to slip in while I'm leaving, if I'm on my way out and I'm opening the door and you come in, that's on you. But while I'm in there and you give me that look or you knock on the thing, I'm just gonna look at you back. I'm not gonna open. That's just been I've been doing that for a long time.
Right.
And and people always, if they had to dig out their card or whatever and they come in and they give you like this nasty look, but I could care less. I don't know you, so I could care less about your nasty look.
Yeah, and that's the same way I feel, man. Like whether it's going to the ATM, whether it's the gym, let them stay out there, because from a security perspective, the best practice is to let them get their own credentials to get in. Don't worry about having to let them in. But I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. We're gonna go to the other side of the spectrum, and this story is a little bit has a little bit of levity to it. Let's go. Let me present this. I'm gonna let him tell his own story.
I'm blind. If you know what those two words mean, you are much smarter than the girl who was screaming at me at the gym. Let me explain. I'm standing there doing a tricep pushdown exercise, and since I can't see, I'm just kind of staring off into space doing my thing. Halfway through a set, I start hearing footsteps that seem like they're coming in my direction, getting closer and closer and closer, until all of a sudden, this woman's right up in my face going, "I didn't come here to be stared at." Huh? I didn't come here to be stared at. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm blind, I say to her. Her response? I don't care. Stop staring at me. Huh? She turns off and comes back with the manager a couple minutes later. I reach into my wallet and pull out an ID card from the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind and explain to this guy as well, I'm blind. I wasn't staring at anybody. He says, okay, but you still can't make other gym members uncomfortable by looking at them.
Now, in all fairness to him, no, not fairness to him. In all fairness to her, she doesn't look blind.
Bro, but okay, fine, I give you that. But once you walked up to him and he said, "I'm blind," he sounds like he said it multiple times. You still went to go get the manager,
right? But like I said, in her defense, his eyes look wide open. It doesn't look
bro. But she confronted him. Are you serious right now?
No.
Are you defending the stupidity?
Did you just see his face? Did you just see his face? Did his eyes look like it was? He had problems seeing.
It doesn't matter. The dude pulled out an ID and said, "Yo, I'm blind."
No. He only got the ID though. Later, he only got the ID.
He said to the chick that, "Yo, I'm blind," and she said, "I don't care." Like she totally was oblivious to the fact that he's blind. What you want the dude to do?
She probably thought that he was just saying that just because. Like he was just trying to get out of hot water. She didn't believe that he was actually blind because if you look at his face,
she's a dumbass. I don't understand why you're trying to defend her. She's a dumbass.
I'm not trying to defend her in that sense.
This is stupidity.
What I'm saying though is,
and she probably looked like a goddamn grizzly bear too. It's always the fucking ugly ones. I swear to God. I don't know what the chick looked like, but I guarantee you it's the one that's fucking shaped like SpongeBob, bro.
Well, he can't tell you because he didn't.
Yeah. He can't give me that perspective. I swear to God, man, it should definitely be a situation where, like, yo, listen, if you're 4 and under, you are not allowed to complain about somebody looking at you. You should just take it because. You know what? It's a blessing. Shut your ugly ass up.
Yo,
God is sick of this shit.
So I say all that to say, but that's the other end of the spectrum, and it is extreme, right? At the very least, if the man tell you he's blind, you should have some type of compassion to say, okay, you're blind, particularly if he shows you a state ID. Identifying him as being blind, like, okay, what do you want him to do? Like close his eye, like he already cannot see, right? And there are some people who can't see, but their eyes remain open, right? Like, and that's just how they can't see anything, right? And so I don't know that one right there.
That was funny.
It's the other side of the spectrum. This guy's telling you he's blind, he can't see you, and you're like, stop looking at me. Like I don't even know what I'm looking at. Like he's staring into space. That one was a little out of pocket, but like I said, in her defense, I would be skeptical of someone telling me that they're blind when they don't.
Man, these chicks need to be outed when they do dumb shit like this. They need to be blasted and outed so they could be roasted.
He just can't point out who she is.
Well, that's the point. That's they need to be Me Too'd in the other direction.
Oh man, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, like because men don't shame. We need to start fighting fire with fire, man. Enough of this shit.
Listen, man, there was no fire on the other side, bro. It don't work that way. There's no fire with that. You're gonna keep taking an L on that end. Here's another story. Let me see what you think about this one. Right. This one's another stupid one.
I'm a petition for this, bro.
What?
Anybody, like I said, anybody fours and under are not allowed to complain.
So peep this, right? So this girl is a cheerleader at a basketball game, and when people go to basketball games, they go to basketball games to watch what? People play basketball. And she's a cheerleader, and cheerleading is a sport. I know quite a few people who do cheerleading. One of my good homegirls, her daughter does cheerleading, and it is a sport. I actually used to date a girl who ran like the cheerleading competition things back in the day. And so she used to tell me about all the stories about the injuries and everything like that. So they take it seriously. Like cheerleaders, they take it seriously. So this girl while she's cheering, a basketball player runs into her, And because the basketball player ran into her, she went and she confronted him on the court. So she went on the court and confronted him for running into her while she was cheering. And so she had to get, you see, like, she's doing her cheer. He's playing. He's running back, play defense probably. The other team scored. Ran into her. She got salty. And she approached him like, bro, what you doing? You messing up my shine. I was like, man, like, it's like, there's no win. Like, even when you're doing your job, like, you
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You put your hands on me, it's not gonna be a pretty day.
Listen,
I don't give a fuck who it is.
bro, let me tell you something. Sometimes you gotta be Jay-Z in the elevator, bro. You gotta take that out.
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta
listen.
You gotta take that out. You gotta take that out, man.
Listen. If you're gonna talk your shit. Okay, I could care less. But you put your hands on me. Now, if you catch me on a good day, and I'm chilling and I'm calm, and I just had some good sex. I don't know. Like, if you catch me on one of those days, you might be lucky. But if you catch me, on an off day, maybe I got something else on my mind. Don't put your hands on me. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of those guys that, like, I definitely have a lot of control, a lot of self-control, but I'm also like high wired too, like where I go from 0 to 100 like real quick. It depends on the situation. So, as I've gotten more mature, I've been able to control that a little bit better, but just don't put your hands on me. So females are getting to the point where they really are disrespectful. Women are very, very disrespectful. You can talk all you want. You can say anything you want, and I'll probably be able to take it. I'll probably go tick for tack with you because I'm just that petty. But just don't put your hands on me. I won't put my hands on you. I never would ever put my hands on a woman. Never have, and probably never will. But all I ask is just don't disrespect me. You're not going to slap me in the middle of a basketball game.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
300 people watching, and I'm just going to stand there.
I'm gonna make your point. Hold on. So Walker. Are you saying this is you right here?
Wait. Rewind it back. This you gotta go to the beginning because this doesn't give the correct context.
It's gonna rewind. It's gonna go on a loop. It's gonna go on a loop. This is probably Russia.
So it didn't show her slapping him though. I didn't see.
It did.
All right, one more time. Because bomb. Yeah. Sit your ass down. That's right. Sit your ass down. Yeah, she had to contemplate. And she got up. Look at that. Look at that feminine energy. That feminine energy came right out, boy.
So Harold, what'd you think about that?
She went from masculine to feminine in 0.5 seconds.
They should have touched each other in that instance, but he reacted. I mean, if she's gonna swing on him, you got to be ready for whatever anyone else's reaction is gonna be.
Okay, all right, that's sensible. That's not unreasonable.
I don't care how it looks. That would probably be me. You're not gonna slap me like that in the middle of a bar and think I'm just gonna stand there and take it.
That's not. Well, my philosophy has always been men should never put their hands on a woman, but I think every man has the right to defend himself of every man, woman, and child. Right? Like, it's like everyone has a right to defend themselves, right? And so don't hit me, I won't hit you. Keep it peaceful, we keep it moving.
Now put it this way. There's levels, right? So like if a chick swings and she misses, let's say I reacted, right? And then she wasn't able to connect.
Mhm.
Now I would do one of either two things. I would either, grab her up, grab her up and hold her arms. And if she's calming down and realizes like, damn, this is a strong ass dude. If she's one of those chicks, and then, I'll eventually let her go and we'll both be on our way. But if she connects to my face, bro, it's fair game in my book. Now, I'm not going to go crazy, start throwing off combinations. I'm not going to do that. But if she slaps me, she's going to get slapped back.
No haymakers.
No, I'm not going to break her face. Like, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to go Tyson on her. But I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like you remember that video like a few months back where it was like, it looks like they was in Dominican Republic. It was the Spanish chick. And she was like mad, like short, stocky. And she rocked the dude to the point where he was like, and then she was, you remember that video?
No, I don't think I seen it.
Nah, you saw it. I shared it in a group. Like she really got it in good with him. Like he was dazed. He was dazed. Now he got caught off guard. This is what I'm saying. Like, some women are actually really strong because she rocked the shit out of them. I'm not gonna stand here and get rocked by no chick. I'm not gonna stand here and get rocked by anybody, by no dude, and not fight back. Like, I'm not gonna stand for it to the point where like somebody puts their hands on me and I don't retaliate. That's just not in me. It's like, if you don't put your hands on me, I will not put my hands on you. Respect me and respect that space. I will respect your space. You can say whatever you got to say. You can call me all kinds of bitches. You can call me all kinds of, you a bitch ass this, you did that. All right, cool, whatever. Your pussy probably stink. I don't know. I'll say something back to you. But but don't put your hands on me. It's just, I'm not standing for it.
What's your thoughts, Harold?
I mean, we said it already. I mean, I think all of us have the concept that, we don't want to be disrespected. Nobody wants to put hands on a woman, right? Nobody is wishing upon that. But again, everybody's going to react differently. I mean, I know I wouldn't hit the woman, so I think everyone reacts differently.
You would take the slap?
I would have probably reacted and not got hit.
No. Everybody would have, if their first option is to not get hit. I mean, that's the same thing that I just said. My first reaction is to obviously duck and not get hit. But I'm just saying.
I remember that video that you showed. She was in stance. She was ready. She was like in stance, and I don't know how he not know that was coming.
Yeah, but my point is, let's just say you are in stance or whatever reaction.
I don't think anyone knows. I think we could all say we're not going to do anything, and then something happens and you react differently. So
no, I know for a fact that I will do something.
Okay, you could say that. You could say that with confidence, and I could say I wouldn't do anything. But if I react. I don't know, until I'd be like, oh snap! I thought I would have just swung out of the way instead of like, oh my bad. That was a reaction. My bad. You did that. I did it back. So. You don't know your reaction until you're actually in it. I know my biggest thing would be not to do anything in reaction. That was it.
How about you, Roland? Do you know your reaction?
I already told you. I believe men should defend themselves to every man, woman, and child. So
not men. I'm talking about specifically you.
Men, I would defend myself and for men, women, and children. Don't come at me like you want to fight if you don't want to fight, because I will defend myself. Point blank, period.
That's it.
Listen. When I date women, I tell them straight up, like, listen, I don't believe in violence. I don't play fight. I don't do none of that stuff. Like, I was like, but like, I'm not the type of guy to get hit and just take licks. Like, I'm not that guy. right? But once I tell them that, like, we don't have any problem. When they get mad, they storm off, they fine, I leave, but they know, like, he's not the kind of guy. Like, even even when I'm intimate with a woman and she scratches me, I tell her, look, I'm not the guy you want to scratch, because I don't like that feeling. Don't scratch me, right? So
hey, that might be a little different.
Nah. I was like, don't scratch me. Don't scratch me. I don't like
Hey.
it. Like, you know, like, I don't like feeling that at all, right? So if you swing on me and you connect, chances are my reflexes are gonna come back at you. Like, I'm gonna defend myself, and it won't even be consciously. It would just be reflexive.
Listen, reflex, conscious. I might listen. I'm not even gonna lie. I might be shocked and stunned for a second, but I come to my senses. I'm still going after your ass to get my lick. I don't give a fuck. Like, no, it's not going down. I'm not like you. So it's kind of hard for me, man, because I got instilled like that as a kid.
So I know what Kenny is. Remember the video of the airport dude?
Yeah.
Remember the airport dude?
What airport dude?
A lady slapped him or tried to. I don't even know if she connected, but this dude was linebacker type dude. He was.
He ran over
the
security
after her,
dude,
and he was not gonna stop. And the whole airport came to her defense, and he was like, he was ready for everybody. Everybody was gonna get it.
No. So listen, I told you, I'm not like, if you hit me once, I'm gonna hit you once. I'm not gonna go OD and like start pounding on you, because honestly, I don't think it's a fair fight. There's no woman. I don't give a fuck if you Layla Ali. I don't think there's no woman in the world that will have a fair fight against me. Like, I don't. I just honestly don't believe that. So the thing about it is, it's like, I'm not gonna, like, if you hit me, you slap me, I'm not gonna go, DEFCON 3 and just like black out. But I will get my lick back, is my point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think with that also comes the people who are watching, right? So she slaps you. Nobody really sees that. They see you hit her, and then you got 3-4 people coming.
Okay, then that's it. Whoever comes at me, they're gonna get it too at that point. If they coming at me on some like trying to defend this bitch, then it is what it is.
I hear you.
It is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if you found that video.
I don't got time to sort who's who. I don't got time to explain. If you coming at me and you got your stance and you coming at me with like viciousness in your eyes, okay, I already know what time it is. My defense mechanism is going to automatically kick in at that point. I don't got time to sit there and be like, but wait, didn't you see what she? Nah, you coming at me? Okay, you could get it too. That's it. I'll ask questions later.
I'm gonna switch gears. I mean, I'm in Trinidad right now, so just wanted to come in and say hi, see how everyone's doing.
Oh, it's 9:58, so your curfew kicking in. Okay.
Nah, we actually have a meeting in 15 minutes.
Meeting with who?
Anka?
I thought she said she had stuff going on.
Wait, actually, let me ask her if she's finished.
Another thing, though, the CDC came out and there was a study done by several different universities. I lost this report, but it said that the mask really wasn't effective in protecting people from transmitting COVID.
We already knew this.
But now we got a report that came out that's saying it.
Always I can't wait till the report comes about the effectiveness of our fake shots.
Yeah, no, they already said that. They already said that it doesn't protect against half of the strains, and that it really didn't show much effectiveness in terms of like transmission either, in terms of like helping lower the transmission rate.
So what do you think about that, Walker?
Oh, I'm pissed. Like it was. I got backed into a corner, forced to do this shit, which I didn't want to do in the first place. Now I got this fucking weird ass bump on my left arm that just popped out of my fucking shoulder for no fucking reason.
You growing a third arm?
He's like, bro, I literally got this goddamn bump that just like literally just popped out of nowhere in that same exact spot, bro. And it's like, it's shit is scary. And you hear stories about people dropping dead. You hear doctors in Canada dropping dead. And it's like, I knew it was bullshit from the beginning, man. I was, y'all remember, man, we got all of this stuff on tape. Y'all remember I was definitely defiant, man, but it came down to me, having to provide for my family, man. And they backed everybody into a corner.
Yeah, they were banking on that. I mean, they would have got me if they did it on travel. They would have eventually got me for travel. But I mean, I know so many people who did it and they regret it. And a lot of people had your stance too. Kenny, pretty much they didn't want to do it. And because of work, they had to. I guess my concern or my interest is, how do people truly feel out of the ones who got fired for taking their stance and saying, I don't want to do this, and getting kicked out of either a profession or getting kicked out of their job? I mean, I'm wondering, is there legal ramifications they can go and pursue after?
They can't sue because I think it
was a government mandate.
Yeah, it was codified in the law that they can't sue. They made it. They wrote something in to make sure
they got a lot of people. Yeah, they got a lot of people. I mean,
I'll be honest.
I'm never vaccinated, so I mean, but I hear everyone's regret.
No, man, I regret that shit from the second that they fucking put this shit in my body, bro. If anything, you know what I do regret doing? And this is illegal as fuck, but I regret, I mean, there was a lot of fake COVID cards going around. I regret not looking into that shit, to be honest. I should have did that shit. Should have got a fake COVID fucking card.
Yeah, I knew someone who had who was getting those fake cards.
Yup. Just present the shit and like, yeah, that's my shot. Because now I got this fucking chemical in my body. Who knows?
A third arm growing.
Who the fuck knows what the shit is going to turn into 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Listen, if you grow a third arm, you'd be more useful. You can do more things at once.
Oh man, I'm more worried that it's something serious, bro. I honestly gotta get that shit checked out. I have no.
I don't think nothing they can do for you, bro. Like honestly, and that's the problem too. I don't know where it's gonna go, but wherever it goes, there's no antidote. Like I don't know if they can create one or whatever, but there's no way to back it out of your system, right? Like once it's there, right? There's no way to undo it. There's no undo button. That's the only problem, bro. No undo button. Anyway, great conversation, man. We talked about a lot of different topics. One of the things I think we need to do is we need to be hyper focused on specific topic and not just be so broad and talk about so many different things. I think we take people on a journey of different articles and we talk about different things, and it can be entertaining, but I think we talk about a lot of different things. So anyway, sign off. Roland Jean Charles, 1/3 of the Jew Review crew.
Yo, King Ken, what it is? Jew Review, we out.
How you doing? Harold Jean-Louis, 3/3 of the Jew Review crew. Thanks for joining us.
All right, we out.